remind yourself, like, okay, it's a big feeling, it's a big emotion, it's really feels heavy, but it's going to be temporary and I'm going to let it be because if I'm not going to let myself to feel these low moments, I'm also not going to be able to hold the high moments. And that is something that I tell my clients instead of avoiding these low moments, instead of avoiding these moments when you want to cry, when you feel vulnerable, when you feel like everything is so heavy, instead of avoiding that, embrace that because that is the exact thing that you need in order to expand your nervous system into feeling the pleasure, feeling the abundance, feeling the love that you want in your life, right? It all comes down to that.
Welcome to the Effortlessly Abundant Life podcast. I'm Natalia, a certified hypnotherapist and a mindset shifter. Not too long ago, I was a broke, burned out, multi-passionate single woman to now making six figures effortlessly, marrying the love of my life and attracting what I want by using my unique bridge method. I'm here to help you achieve the results you want in any area of your life by owning your true unique self with less doing, less stress, and definitely less effort. Now let's jump to today's episode in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of Effortlessly Abundant Life. I hope you had an amazing weekend. And today's episode, I believe, is so important. As you know, this move kicked my ass. And it really got bad last week. I mean, I was truly in the rock bottom. And it's interesting, like, I mean, there's so many reasons, right? Because the mind is so good at making all these reasons, they're justified. But I wanted to share with you how I'm actually today. I feel for the first time that I'm feeling back. I feel like I'm myself. I feel I can be excited about life. I feel I have clarity. I feel I have my energy, my vitality, my bliss back. I feel like I'm myself. And I wanted to share with you the 7 things that I accumulated that really looking into this past week, what truly helped me to move past that time. All right. So let's jump into it. Okay. First of all, we forget that these moments, these low moments, are part of our human experience. The problem is not being sad. The problem is not being angry. The problem is not being anxious. It's our judgment of these feelings that adds that extra syrup on it that is just not necessary. And we a lot of times don't allow ourselves to allow the emotions be in motion and just move past us and let them come through and show us what we need to look at, feel what it is we need to feel, learn whatever it is we need to learn. And past that, we start to really go deeper and digging into it and making stories about it. And this loop in our head becomes bigger and bigger and deeper and deeper. And that is why sometimes it's so hard to get out of this loop, out of this thought process. So first thing first, I want you to stop beating yourself down for feeling a certain way and allow yourself to be a human being and experience this humanist part of yourself and allow yourself to feel sad. Allow yourself to feel anxious. Allow yourself to feel uncertainty. Allow it with no stories, with no judgment, with no extra syrup of all these stories we put on top of it, and just let it be. Something that really, really helped me with these feelings that sometimes feel so big and so heavy is like it's so uncomfortable that we just want to kind of get rid of it and shake it off. But one thing that I remembered that is really, really helpful, that it is number 2, to remember that it's temporary. Everything is temporary. And that is one thing that my grandma used to say a lot of things like life is like when you're crossing the street, right? You have the white line, you have the black line, white line, black line, white line, black line. And that's what life is. It's that constant diversity and contrast of white and black and what we call good and bad, and these constant contrasts that keeps us knowing that nothing is forever. The low moments, and if you look back in your life, and I'm sure you have many of those moments, it didn't last forever. It was a part of your time. Maybe sometimes we allow it to be bigger and longer than what we should have. But knowing that you're listening to this type of content, that you're listening to this podcast, it shows me that you're deeply aware and you did some work on yourself and you know how to get out of these situations faster and faster and faster and not allow yourself to be sucked into that black hole. So remember, it's temporary. So instead of again fighting it and start resisting it and start numbing it and distracting yourself, remind yourself like, okay, it's a big feeling. It's a big emotion. It's really feels heavy, but it's going to be temporary and I'm going to let it be because if I'm not going to let myself to feel these low moments, I'm also not going to be able to hold the high moments. And that is something that I tell my clients instead of avoiding these low moments, instead of avoiding these moments when you want to cry, when you feel vulnerable, when you feel like everything is so heavy, instead of avoiding that, embrace that because that is the exact thing that you need in order to expand your nervous system into feeling the pleasure, feeling the abundance, feeling the love that you want in your life, right? It all comes down to that. So if you cannot feel the low, you cannot feel the good. And that is how we practice both of those things. The thing is, are we really, as I said, adding this extra syrup? And are we staying in that state too long? Now, one thing that really helps me, and it moves now to number 3, is to know that you have your anchors. And a lot of times when my clients call me or text me, or we're doing our sessions, obviously, they they're like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. Everything feels so crazy. Da 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 da. And I'm like, did you do your meditation? Did you do the breath work I send you? Did you do this? We have a certain things that I give my clients to do. And these what I call the anchors, right? It's our energetic hygiene that it helps us to keep and maintain our energies, the way we brushing our teeth, the way we shower, the way we maintain physically our body. We should also maintain energetically our body. And these things include meditation, include breath work, include movement, including getting out and being in the sun, grounding yourself. Like this is what you need in order for your body to function properly. Welcome to New York City. If you hear some honking, just embrace it. Just imagine we're having a coffee in New York City in my beautiful apartment. It's so much fun. But that is so important because when we are not coming back to the basic, coming back to what makes us feel good physically, mentally, and emotionally, it's just we got what we called energetically dirty and we need to clean back our vessel and come back to what feels good and what keeps us in state that state that you know when you do your morning workout, when you do your morning routine, meditation, whatever that is, you know that feeling like your day looks like different after doing this. You feel different after those things. It's not a coincidence. And the more you're coming back to that feeling, it becomes your status quo. Becomes your normal. And that's what we want. And if you want to learn how to create your routine, your morning routine, and it doesn't have to be 3 hours. It doesn't have to be this whole crazy thing. I teach you this in part of my Escape the Matrix bundle for only $28, where you can learn how to start your day and create the life you want by creating these routines, by learning how to maneuver from low frequency energy to a higher energy and so much more. All of this in the description bar below, and you can learn more about it. All right. So going to number 4, go away. Take your car take a vacation, just go somewhere else, change your environment. So I've been so down that on what it was Friday, my husband is like, okay, we're getting out. Let's go for a weekend. Let's go to the Poconos. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Just get out. And that's exactly what I needed. It wasn't anything fancy. We didn't book like anything crazy. We just went for one night, went to nature. We met different people. I was in a different environment. We went to really nice local restaurants and breweries. And I just had this moment to disconnect and be around different people and being in the different environment. And it just gave me this perspective. It just allowed me to snap out of my current physical state to something else. So, a lot of times, by just getting out from your current environment and changing the scenery, changing the people around you, it's going to shake up and kind of bring something out of you, something different. And that really, really, really helps. Okay, let's go to number 5. This one is a controversial one, as as we do here at Effortlessly Abundant Life, as you know, but it's clearing dark force. Yes, I don't talk a lot about dark forces, but I want you to think about it this way. If we have physical parasites, we also have energetic spiritual parasites. The fact you don't see them, it doesn't mean they don't exist and they don't affect you. The thing about dark forces, they don't come on you or connect to you if there's no, as I said, an emotional reason, a reflection that they actually plug themselves into. So as you know, your energy field, if there's holes into it, if you're very emotional, if you are in a low frequency vibration, right, they can sense it and they leech onto it, and that's how they getting their food, quote unquote, their light, because we are light beings, we are extension of source. They are disconnected from light, they're absent of light beings, and that's how they're getting their food, quote unquote, right? That's how they are fueling themselves, by connecting to us, either by being around us or actually being corded to us. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but it's so true. And I wish I knew this a long time ago, because so many of my clients that have really crazy suicidal thoughts, who had anxiety, who have these unexplained feelings. Yes, we can always find reasons from our external environment or a story of what's going on around you. But I can't even tell you how many times I work with clients and I cleared them off and they feel like 180 degrees on the other side of it, feeling like themselves. The thing about dark forces, they amplify whatever it is that you're feeling. They're not going to make you feel anything other than what is already existing in you, but they're just going to put a magnifying glass on top of that, and it's just going to feel bigger. So you know how sometimes you have these like crazy thoughts and you're like, who thoughts are these? These sound so crazy. Or maybe you have suicidal thoughts. Maybe you start this crazy fight with your partner, or you have this really deep anger, like you're just so angry out of nowhere, or you just feeling this anxiety, like you can't even function, and it just feels out normal. That is what they do. Again, it's all part of helping us, because it sounds like they're here to hurt us. Yes, they're not, let's put it that way. They're not, in that sense, there's no good and bad, as we always say. But what our higher self a lot of time does is allows them to get inside of us to help us to really treat, look at, learn, embody, expand, and move past whatever it is that's holding us back. Because again, if I would not feel this past week so freaking down, so not myself, it felt like out of body experience. Like I felt like I don't want to do anything. I'm just felt like I lost my passion and my purpose and my clarity. And that's what they do. Okay. Especially if you're a light worker, especially if you're helping humanity, especially if you're doing this kind of source type of work. This is they feel it and they want to not stop you, but they want to challenge that as much as possible. But again, there was something inside of me that was a match to that, and they just amplified it. So just by me clearing it off, guys, I can tell you, I can see better. I can see like the colors are more brighter, the sounds are bigger, my clarity is just so much more clear. Like I feel like I woke up. It's like I woke up from this weird existence that just didn't feel like me. So instead of being and saying, oh, that's not real, that's bullshit, it's not happening, just try. If you come on a session with me one on one, I'll be able to clear it off from you and also teach you how to do it so you can do it yourself. So you're not dependent on me. I want you to learn and see the difference, how you feel before and after. It's life changing. Okay. It's life changing. So I just want to put it out there. You can take it or leave it. If it resonates with you, amazing. If not, that's okay too. But learn more about this. The fact, again, that we don't hear about this, that it's, they put him in scary movies and they make it the fact, it's just, they put it in a way that we don't take it seriously, but it is serious. And right now, guys, we're in a spiritual war, and our focus and where our state is, this is what is so important for earth growth right now, is our focus on the fear, on the lack, on the anxiety, on all these what we call low vibration feelings, or are we focusing on the light, on expansion, on love, on hope, on all the things that is going to help humanity move forward? It's either way, right? So this is the spiritual war we have right now. And if each and every one of us does this kind of work with themselves, can you imagine the ripple effect that we're going to create in this lifetime, in this world for humanity? It's insane. You don't even understand how much you're helping by doing this. So I just want to put it out there. All right. Now, let's go to number 6. So, it's so important to also ask your body what it needs. Ask my soul what it needs. Ask my just self what it is that you want to do. So many times we do things because we need to do them, because we're going on a job because we need to get paid. We're going doing this thing because we're expected to do this. And we always do things from obligation and not because we want to do it. It just feels soul sucking. It doesn't feel like you're alive, doesn't feel like you are living. So many times we just lost that balance. We need to come back to what fuels us. And what fuels us is what makes us feel good. So, for instance, I just needed a bath. I moved to this new apartment and I don't have a bath. It sounds so silly, but it's my thing. Like, this is how I rejuvenate. This is how I do my meditations, my breath works, by the way, that I use my Feel on Cloud 9 app that is going to come up very, very soon, March 28th. You're going to hear more about this soon. But this is my time to rejuvenate, and I don't have it. And suddenly, as I told you, like if you remove your anchors, something feels missing, your body feels different, like something doesn't feel aligned. So I said to myself, you know what? As we're going to this trip, I want to make sure that it has a nice tub so I can just pour myself a nice hot bath with bubbles and just soak into that with my Epsom salt, with my essential oils, with all the things that I love, and just do my breath work, do my meditation. And it just felt so freaking good. And that's what my body needed. And that's it. Sometimes your body would want, you know what? I just need another thing that my body needed. I needed a reset. Like I needed to stop drinking coffee first thing in the morning, like come back to my basics of starting my day with warm water with lemon, or I had apple cider vinegar, whatever you have, green juice, and just giving my body physically what it needs. And then I asked myself, what do I feel like I want to do? I want to do this podcast. I want to move my body. I want to listen to this podcast or something that feels like it fuels my soul. So do that. Follow what feels good. It's not this a lot of people think that doing what you want, it's selfish. It's you thinking only about yourself. You don't care about other people. You're not being serious. But there's nothing more important than fueling yourself up first before, again, you giving anybody your attention, your work, your energy, doesn't matter. First, bring and fill up your own cup, what it is that you want. And just by doing that, you're gonna feel your little boy and little girl inside of you is gonna feel like, oh, she sees me, she's appreciating me. And it just does all the difference in the world. If I'm going to come to my son and going to tell him all day long, you gotta go do this, and you gotta do this, and you gotta do this, and you're gonna do this, what do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna be in full mode tantrum, not want to do anything. And I would not blame him, to be honest. Nobody wants to be like this. Nobody feels inspired or happy or any type of uplifting or magnetizing energy from this obligation energy. Nobody. So that is what it's up to us, because nobody can do this for us. Come from this place of what it is that I want, what it is that I need, what is this that I feel is going to fill my own cup. And that is how you do this. And by me giving my son what he needs, fueling him physically, fueling him energetically, giving him the food that he wants, go stretch outside, being outside in the sun, meeting a friend, doing an activity, playing with him, doing all that. When I ask him to do something, you know how much he does it with so much love, with so much presence, and he's just does it with love. And it just feels different from this place of like, just do it to do it. We're done, guys, doing things for the sake of doing. We're done. This is the old world paradigm. We are heading to the new world where all of us are no longer slaves. We're no longer need to do things just because we need to. We're here because we want to. We want to do things. We choose to do them. And that it's a completely different energy that is magnetic, that is abundant, is going to give you so much more fuel and vitality and magnetism to reach your goals, financial, physical goals, any goal you have, so much more faster. And you're going to enjoy the way so much more. And last but not least, my favorite one is to ask your intuition for clarity. How many of us, when we feel down, we run to our partner, we run to our mother, we run to our coach, we run to our priest, we run to everybody around us. And at the beginning, I 100% agree that you need some type of soundboard. You need to have somebody to mirror something back to you, right? But we a lot of times, again, we placing our energy outwards when all the answers are where? Are inside of you. So yes, at the beginning, you have a coach. That's what they for, to support you. Absolutely. But as I do with my clients, I always reverse it back to them. What is your intuition? Because I teach my clients to be their own guides. I'm not here because, again, it's such an old world paradigm of me telling you what to do, so you depend on me. No, I want to empower you so you know how to use your intuition, to listen to your intuition, so it always guides you for the next best step. Because that is how we hack the matrix. We hacked this reality. Because again, there's no one way. There's no one thing you can do. One thing that worked for me might not work for you. We're all different, but the same at the same time, right? So it's a lot of times just asking ourselves for clarity. I feel like clarity is the most important thing when we want to truly feel like we're back. I know when I don't feel clarity, that it's a sign. That's where I feel this anxiety. That's where I feel this gray area in between that just doesn't feel good, that yucky feeling. That is. But when I tune into my intuition, and that's what I teach my clients how to do this. And when you come to one-on-one session with me, if you want to book it, book a single call where I teach you how to do it. And we're tapping into intuition and really figuring out what is the root cause of what holds you back, how to clear it, and what is the next thing energetically and physically you can do to move to the next step. And when you're gaining this clarity of what it is that you want to do, what it is that aligns back to what feels alive in your body, in your soul, game over. Like I'm no longer feeling like I'm just moving through life and just like there's no purpose. I'm back to my purpose. I'm back to what fuels me, fuels my soul. And that's when you feel alive. And that's how you feel. Finally, there's purpose when you wake up. There's purpose to what it is that you do. Finally, getting the energy you said and getting these inspired actions, ideas, thoughts, all these amazing things to move you through whatever it is that you want to call in. So I hope it helped you guys. I hope it helped you to get some clarity, some knowledge, some really actionable, practical steps to get out of the funk and get into your real fun self, your true self. Because life is too short to feel down. Life is too short to feel confused and feeling all these feelings. We're here to enjoy. Let's not forget this. When it all said and done, we're here to enjoy life. We're here to fulfill ourselves. We're here to be. And we're not here to just crossing things from our to-do list, to be making all these money and be seen a certain way, but be empty inside. It's just not what we're here for. So, guys, I love and I hope you love this episode. And if you did, please post it on all your social media. Send it to somebody that needs to hear it. And if you liked it, it would mean the world to me if you can rate it and place your honest review so more people can listen to this. And also, it's going to motivate me to get you more content. And if there's something specific you want to hear, also put it in the section where you can ask questions, or you can just DM me at Effortlessly Abundant Life on my Instagram. And by doing that, by rating, you're going to get a free hypnosis from me to attract more money, abundance effortlessly. So with that, my loves, I'll see you next time on our podcast, and stay well. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and have an amazing rest of your day wherever you listen.